Marcus chapter 14. It was now 2 days before Pesach, that is, the festival of Matzah, and the head Kohanim and the Torah teachers were trying to find some way to arrest Yeshua surreptitiously and have him put to death. For they said, "Not during the festival, or the people will riot." While he was in Beit Anya, in the home of Shimon, a man who had had Zarat, and as he was eating, a woman came with an alabaster jar of perfume, pure oil of nard, very costly. She broke the jar and poured the perfume over Yeshua's head. But some there angrily said to themselves, "Why this waste of perfume? It could have been sold for a year's wages and given to the poor." And they scolded her. But he said, "Let her be. Why are you bothering her? She has done a beautiful thing for me. For you will always have the poor with you, and whenever you want to, you can help them. But you will not always have me." What she could do, she did do. In advance, she poured perfume on my body to prepare it for burial. Yes, I tell you that wherever in the whole world this good news is proclaimed, what she has done will be told in her memory. Then Yehudah from Keriot, who was one of the 12, went to the head Kohanim in order to betray Yeshua to them. They were pleased to hear this and promised to give him money, and he began looking for a good opportunity to betray Yeshua. On the first day for Matzah, when they slaughtered the lamb for Pesach, Yeshua's Talmudim asked him, "Where do you want us to go and prepare your seder?" He sent 2 of his Talmudim with these instructions. "Go into the city, and a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him, and whichever house he enters, tell him that the Rabbi says, 'Where is the guest room for me, where I am to eat the Pesach meal with my Talmudim?' He will show you a large room upstairs, furnished and ready. Make the preparations there." The Talmudim went off, came to the city, and found things just as he had told them they would be. They prepared the seder. When evening came, Yeshua arrived with the 12. As they were reclining and eating, Yeshua said, "Yes, I tell you that one of you is going to betray me." They became upset and began asking him one after the other, "You don't mean me, do you?" "It's one of the 12, he said to them, "someone dipping matzah in the dish with me. For the Son of Man will die just as the Tanakh says he will. But woe to that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It would have been better for him had he never been born." While they were eating, Yeshua took a piece of matzah, made the barakah, broke it, gave it to them, and said, "Take, eat, take it, this is my body." Also he took a cup of wine, made the barakah, and gave it to them, and they all drank. He said to them, "This is my blood, which ratifies the new covenant, my blood shed on behalf of many people. Yes, I tell you, I will not drink this fruit of the vine again until the day I drink new wine in the kingdom of God." After singing the Hallel, they went out to the Mount of Olives. Yeshua said to them, "You will all lose faith in me, for the Tanakh says, 'I will strike the shepherd dead, and the sheep will be scattered.' But after I've been raised, I will go ahead of you into the Galil." Kepha said to him, "Even if everyone else loses faith in you, I won't." Yeshua replied, "Yes, I tell you that this very night, before the rooster crows twice, you will disown me 3 times. But Kepha kept insisting, "Even if I must die with you, I will never disown you." And they all said the same thing. They went to a place called Gat Shemanim, and Yeshua said to his Talmudim, "Sit here while I pray." He took with him Kepha, Yaakov, and Yochanan. Great distress and anguish came over him, and he said to them, "My heart is so filled with sadness that I could die. Remain here and stay awake." Going on a little farther, he fell on the ground and prayed that if possible, the hour might pass from him. Abba, that is, dear Father, all things are possible for you. Take this cup away from me. Still, not what I want, but what you want. He came and found them sleeping, and he said to Kepha, Shimon, are you asleep? Couldn't you stay awake 1 hour? Stay awake and pray that you will not be put to the test. The spirit indeed is eager, but human nature is weak. Again he went away and prayed, saying the same words. And again he came and found them sleeping. Their eyes were so very heavy, and they didn't know what to answer him. The third time he came and said to them, For now, go on sleeping, take your rest. There, that's enough. The time has come. Look, the Son of Man is being betrayed into the hands of sinners. Get up, let's go. Here comes my betrayer. While Yeshua was still speaking, Yehudah, one of the 12, came, and with him a crowd carrying swords and clubs from the head Kohanim, the Torah teachers, and the elders. The betrayer had arranged to give them a signal. The man I kiss is the one you want. Grab him and take him away under guard. As he arrived, he went right up to Yeshua, said, Rabbi, and kissed him. Then they laid hold of Yeshua and arrested him. But one of the people standing nearby drew his sword and struck at the servant of the Kohen Hagadol, cutting off his ear. Yeshua addressed them. So you came out to take me with swords and clubs, the way you would the leader of a rebellion? Every day I was with you in the temple court teaching, and you didn't seize me then. But let the Tanakh be fulfilled. And they all deserted him and ran away. There was one young man who did try to follow him, but he was wearing only a nightshirt, and when they tried to seize him, he slipped out of the nightshirt and ran away naked. They led Yeshua to the Kohen Hagadol, with whom all the head Kohanim, elders, and Torah teachers were assembling. Kepha followed him at a distance, right into the courtyard of the Kohen Hagadol, where he sat down with the guards and warmed himself by the fire. The head Kohanim and the whole Sanhedrin tried to find evidence against Yeshua so that they might have him put to death, but they couldn't find any. For many people gave false evidence against him, but their testimonies didn't agree. Some stood up and gave this false testimony. We heard him say, I will destroy this temple made with hands, and in 3 days I will build another one not made with hands. Even so, their testimonies didn't agree. The Kohen Hagadol stood up in the front and asked Yeshua, Have you nothing to say to the accusations these men are making? But he remained silent and made no reply. Again the Kohen Hagadol questioned him. Are you the Mashiach ben Hamavorak? I am, answered Yeshua. Moreover, you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of Hagavorah and coming on the clouds of heaven. At this, the Kohen Hagadol tore his clothes and said, Why do we still need witnesses? You heard him blaspheme. What is your decision? And they all declared him guilty and subject to the death penalty. Then some began spitting at him, and after blindfolding him, they started pounding him with their fists and saying to him, Let's see you prophesy. And as the guards took him, they beat him too. Meanwhile, Kepha was still in the courtyard below. One of the serving girls of the Kohen Hagadol saw Kepha warming himself, took a look at him, and said, You were with the man from Nazareth, Yeshua. But he denied it, saying, I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about. He went outside into the entryway, and a rooster crowed. A girl saw him there and started telling the bystanders, This fellow is one of them. Again he denied it. A little later, the bystanders themselves said to Kepha, "You must be one of them because you're from the Galil." At this, he began to invoke a curse on himself as he swore, "I do not know this man you are telling me about." And immediately the rooster crowed a second time. Then Kepha remembered what Yeshua had said to him, "Before the rooster crows twice, you will disown me 3 times." And throwing himself down, he burst into tears.